To DC News now here at 12:15. It's a DMV first warn day. Meteorologist David Matson is here with us. And David, I got to tell you, when I woke up, I thought to myself, maybe I'll move to Florida.
Maybe. Well, what's the reason for that? The colder air?
The colder air.
Okay.
You know, last night it was raining so hard, I never have any problems with the rain. But it was, some of it was seeping into my house because it was so heavy. So, yeah.
Well, we heard different stories like that across the area, too. This rain was something else. Thankfully, it's over with now, but it's the wind that we do have to deal with. And that colder air, like you mentioned, that'll be coming in soon behind all of this wind. Now, again, folks, just want to reiterate that the rainfall is done, but we still do have a few active flood warnings across the viewing area, more specifically in Prince George's County, St. Mary's County, down toward Lexington Park, and then over into a rural area of Prince William County here. These flood warnings only go for another hour or two, and then they should be allowed to expire, as it's just because we have those high stream and creek levels right now. But as we go through the rest of the day without any additional rainfall, those water levels should begin to drop. Now, here's that wind advisory. It pretty much covers the extent of the DMV minus portions of Virginia south of I-66, Culpeper, Fredericksburg included in that. This wind advisory goes until 2 p.m. We'll see if this does get extended into later in the day, but for now we still do have that wind advisory in place. And then on top of that, now the rest of us only have the wind to deal with, but into the mountains of western Maryland and West Virginia, there is about to be a lot of snow in a short amount of time. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories there in the purple, those go until tomorrow morning as the snow is just getting started over some of the higher terrain. Now here's a good look at the current wind speeds that we have. This is a little bit lighter than what we had dealt with very early this morning, but we still have steady winds coming out of the west at 15 to 25 miles an hour. And there you go. This is where we're running into some trouble here. Those wind gusts are exceeding 35, 40 miles an hour. And at times we've already had wind gusts approaching 50 miles per hour across the region. So it's going to remain just as gusty as we go throughout the rest of the day. We've been dealing with power outages as a result. Right now, Fairfax County still one of the primary locations with over 2,000 power outages being reported. And then you see those scattered outages around D.C. the rest of the way here. And as long as this wind's in place, the chance for a few more power outages is going to be there the rest of the day today. But there we go. Satellite and radar. See that rainfall? It is gone. It's moving off to the north and east very quickly, and we are not expected to deal with any more of that rainfall as we go through the rest of the day into tonight. But here we go with those wind speeds. Again, this is improved as we head toward this evening. The chance for those higher wind gusts approaching 50 miles per hour starts to drop, but we are still going to be talking about wind gusts up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. There will be a brief lull, if you will, in these winds tonight, but as we go into the day tomorrow, it's going to be just as blustery, folks, as we could still see occasional wind gusts up toward the 30 to 35 mile per hour range, with steady winds at around 20 to 30 miles per hour through the rest of the day tomorrow. So just be aware of that. The wind is not going to let up completely until we get into the day on Wednesday. Now, in terms of precipitation, those along and east of I-81, you're in the clear. But if you're talking the higher terrain, this is where some of the nasty weather will remain. We'll see multiple rounds of snow, heavy at times. So if you're leaving early for the holiday and heading back to the west into the mountains there, well, just be aware, at least through today, through tonight, and into early Tuesday morning, there will be a lot of snow falling, and there could be up to 6 to 12 inches in portions of Garrett County, but otherwise the rest of the DMV, thankfully enough, we're dry, we're quiet in terms of any precipitation, but that wind is still going to cause us a few headaches. So DMV First Warn Day continues for the rest of the day today. Still breezy, much colder out there tomorrow, and then we finally start to calm down as we head toward the end of this week.
All right, Damon.